Hey guys, it's me again, Eric here at Mountaintop 9. And before I get to the movie review, I just want to say, for the few people that have noticed, down in my description box, here for a couple months now, I've been putting a PayPal link for people if they wanted to donate to the channel. And, a few people have noticed that and have made donations. And I just want to say, I really appreciate it. Thanks a bunch. As you can see, I'm really trying to update the equipment that I'm using. I'm getting better picture quality now. I've got a much better camera. I've been updating with microphones, everything. So I really appreciate that. And, I don't know if people want their names said in videos. So I wasn't sure if you want called out in person, your name said in a video. But if you do in the future and you leave a donation, let me know that and I'll thank you publicly in a video. The movie I'm reviewing tonight is called Scalps, and it's from 1983, directed by Fred Olen Ray. Now, this movie is a movie that I have a weird history with. I've seen it now a few times, but the first couple times I didn't really let the atmosphere of it soak in, and I was watching it when I was really tired, so I would kind of doze in and out of sleep because I was watching it at the end of the fucking night. I wasn't giving the movie its due. And then about a year ago, all right, I did my top 5 of 1983, my top 5 horror of 1983, and I didn't talk about this movie at all. And someone that I know, a friend of mine named Jason Hollis, he said to me in a message, he said, "Hey, what do you think of Scalps? You never talked about Scalps." So that's what I did. I revisited this movie with an open mind and a clear head, and holy shit, the atmosphere in this film is really, really fucking solid, and we all know how important atmosphere is. Now, what is Scalps about? Well, basically, it's a very simplistic plot. There's this professor, and he has a gang of kids that he's like teaching about, Native American lore and stuff like that, and he sends these kids out into the desert where there's Native American burial grounds and where they've buried treasure and where there are bodies buried, all that kind of stuff. And he sends these kids out there, right? And they're supposed to be digging for stuff, actually digging in these Indian burial grounds. Well, as bad misfortune would have it, there is, I think his name is Black Claw. I can't remember. I think that's the name of the evil, vengeful Indian spirit. He was a Native American, all right, that practiced black magic, and he was super evil. Well, he had died like 100 years before, but he still haunts the land out there. Literally possesses people, and when he possesses these different college kids that go out there, it's just a bloody massacre, all right? That's the really cool thing about this movie. It's really, really super low budget. You can just tell by looking at it that it's on real cheap film stock, tons of grain, and that just adds to the atmosphere because let me tell you, the look of the movie combined with the music score is just, I'm talking horror film heaven. If you want your stereotypical early 80s feel and you need it in a pinch, just throw in Scalps and listen to that goddamn music score. It is a horror score. It's simplistic, yes, but goddamn does it drive the point home. It is just this lumbering, synthesized, doomy mess that sounds like it was recorded by a maniac in a basement, all right? It just adds to this really drugged, hazy atmosphere of the film. And the notes, they really plod along. It reminds me of the score if you've ever seen The Redeemer, a.k.a. Class Reunion Massacre. Well, you know those droning synthesizers and that hazy, drugged, evil feeling that score gives you. Well, Scalps has the same type of score. This score gets under your skin. And funny enough, it took 2 guys to come up with this score. Why the hell you need 2 guys? I don't know. Maybe one of the dudes was the one who layered in all the tribal drumming, because that's another thing that really kind of rams the score home in this movie is you got this really malevolent, primal sounding tribal drumming going on. So yeah, these kids go out there into the desert, and this Indian, he starts possessing each of them, and it is all hell breaks loose. Let me tell you, you got a really nice throat slitting in this movie. The effect is pulled off really well. This throat cutting, I mean, it looks like something that would make Tom Savini proud. And then you get a nice scalping to boot right after that. I mean, it has shades of Maniac written all over it. They must have taken some lessons from Savini from watching Maniac, because the scalping looks just as good. And then you got a decapitation in here with some blood shooting up and the hands waving in the air. You've got all kinds of sleazy shit going on in this movie. And it's just a really good one, man. When you combine that low budget look with the droning score, and let me tell you another thing. You know what this movie kind of reminds me of? The Evil Dead. Now, is it pulled off as masterfully as a film like The Evil Dead? Because let's face it, even when Sam Raimi was starting out with that movie, it already had so many technical marvels going on, just the shots and the way they were composed and all the camera acrobatics and all this kind of shit. That movie is on a higher plane as far as how it's pulled off altogether cinematically, but Scalps does kind of give you a little bit of that Evil Dead vibe, alright, of the first Evil Dead. You get a little bit of that first Evil Dead vibe in Scalps, alright? It would almost make a good pairing, this film with the Evil Dead. But the more I think about it, Scalps has got more of a primal, down in the dirt feeling even than The Evil Dead. This movie really leaves you with a queasy feeling as the closing credits roll. Because let me tell you, this movie does not end on a good note. I'm not going to tell you exactly what happens, but let me tell you, it does not end on a happy note for any character in the movie. And that's the kind of horror that really, really appeals to me as a viewer. So yeah. The only thing, one of the biggest quips I have about this movie is the cover art, alright? That they use, the main cover art that you'll like see on the Retro Media DVD and you'll see on the Blu-ray. That, you know, the original poster art, it's just, it doesn't do it for me. It doesn't sell the movie. It doesn't give you a sense of how truly, like, the evil feeling that radiates off this movie. That poster art just doesn't cut it for me. You know, it just doesn't. They could have come up with something a lot better, a lot more evil, in my opinion. It would have been nice if they would have got Drew Edward Hunter, the guy that came up with all the Mountaintop Motel designs, the guy that came up with all the original artwork, all right? You know, like this style here on my arm with the baby doll and all that shit. If they would have had something like that, something more evocative that kind of evokes that darkness, that would have been really great. Better suited to Scalps. Put this movie on and just watch the first 10 minutes. It has such an off-kilter feel, the editing, and it's just really twisted, man. You see this guy at the beginning of the movie that's got a fucking lion mask on. What the hell that's supposed to mean? I mean, you even see they've got, like, he's snarling and shit. That's a really cool effect, how they pulled that off. And it's just really weird, and the way that it's cut into the film, the whole first 10 minutes give you this weird feeling. You almost feel like you're on drugs or something. It's so disorienting. And that kind of feel permeates the rest of the movie, and then towards the end you get more of that. Let me tell you, the last 25 minutes of this movie, just, you get so sucked into the experience. So give this movie a chance. Watch it in the dark. Watch it with the sound turned up. Let the score wash over you and tell me how you feel when you're done, okay? So check out Scalps, everybody. I really appreciate you watching this review, and guess what? I'll be seeing you all again real soon.